Hello and welcome to Where Red Dragons Walk with myself, Luke, and alongside me we've got Andy. We'll be talking all things Wrexham after a bit of a tough finish to their opening day. We'll also be looking at the transfer window, the aim for the season, and reviewing the new kit. But first of all, Andy, I want to start with what a rise! What a rise! Championship football from when you were in the National League. Did you think this was possible? Did you think this was going to happen?
Oh, never. I've been a season ticket holder for 40 odd years. And so I'm not one of the people that have jumped on the bandwagon of Wrexham. I was part of the Wrexham revival, doing sponsored walks and car boot sales when we had no money and doing raffles and stuff. And, these two lads have come in and it's what every football fan dreams of. And they're not only great owners of a club, they're great people as well, and that is the big thing. You can have owners of clubs coming in with plenty of money. You've got the likes of what's happening at Man United now, but you look at what these two lads are doing there, and it's just beyond belief. Really is.
I think I think we touched on earlier before we started the record. It's the community, isn't it? It's what they've done for Wrexham as a town rather than just the football club. It's the amount of money they brought to the town, and yeah, I think they're if you want an owner, they're kind of like the blueprint, aren't they, of what you sort of look for.
Yeah, and it's what they're doing behind the scenes that nobody knows about as well, and they don't want people to know. The way they're supporting individuals who are in need, clubs who are in need, and things like that. It's just unbelievable what they're doing, and everything about them is just quality, and also the people that they're bringing in. They've got some investors who have come in now, and I've just been reading an article that the one guy, he's a multi-billionaire, and he stayed at the Premier Inn in Southampton with all the supporters on Friday night. And I think last year at when we played Blackpool away, which is really a pivotal game, we won 2-1. McElhenney was with all the supporters singing behind the goal, singing all the James McLean. We've heard all the James McLean songs, and he was singing all the James McLean songs with the supporters. He's just like unbelievable.
Brilliant. That's what you want from them. Unfortunately, though, it wasn't a Hollywood finish, was it?
Well, it was, wasn't it? It was. They could have written it. It was almost Hollywood finish, a blockbuster finish, but
yeah, but just not for you guys. That's all.
No.
But what did you think to the game? Was it what you expected from the game?
It was. Do you know what? When you look back, we got promoted from the National League against Bournemouth. We got promoted to the First Division, I think, when we played Forest Green, and then last year we played Charlton. I was as proud on Saturday from that performance as I was of those three games, because where we come from to where we were, we used to play in Eastleigh, and to think we gave, Southampton were the better team. There was no doubt about that. But you know what? Wrexham should have scored 4 goals, possibly 5. They had 4 unbelievable opportunities, and Windass hit the bar. So we could have been clear, but it's brutal. And I think they'll learn that. I think that the team will learn it, particularly the ones that played last year. They will learn the higher they get up, the more brutal it is. And you've just got to be switched on all the time. And I think that's what happened yesterday. I hated it. I didn't go to... I would have gone in the past to Southampton, and I watched it on the television. I said to my wife, that's it, I'm not watching them again on television, because I was a nervous wreck. I could just feel it. And somebody was texting me, and we were still winning 1-0 at 90 minutes. And I said to him, I'll settle for a point here. You could just feel it, wave upon wave. But when you look at the substitutes that Southampton brought on, you thought, they're going to go for this now. What did they play? 6 up front at the end. They played, but... listen, from a football point of view, Southampton deserved to win, but I was so proud of the performance of the team and the management and everybody and the supporters as well. So, disappointed, yes. Disheartened, never.
No. And listen, that's what, first game of the season, that's what it's about. There's so many positives to take from that game. Probably didn't feel like it come the end of the whistle, the final whistle, but so many positives to take. And I think one of the positives as well is looking at the signing of Josh Windass, I think he's a proven player at this level. I think he's got a bit of everything about his game. He was brilliant yesterday, wasn't
he? He was, and my view on him is that, listen, we all love Mullen. Mullen was the star, but for me, he's probably 2 grades above what Mullen was. And you can see he's that cheeky chappy. He's going to try different things. He's probably going to get up a lot of people's noses when he plays them, players and supporters. But for me, him and Kiefer Moore, and unfortunately he could be out for a while, but they looked quality up front. I was surprised how quick Kiefer Moore was, to be honest, because I thought watching him play for Wales, I was never a great fan, but I couldn't believe how quick he was yesterday. But Windass was a good signing. He's clever. He's got a bit about him as well.
What have you made of the transfer window so far? You've made obviously some really high profile signings.
Connor Cody. Yeah, for me, I'd have had Connor Cody as captain. He would have been, but in Parky we trust. For me, he'd have been captain. I wasn't too sure about Danny Ward, and I'm still not quite sure of what Parkinson's theory was of putting him in goal in front of Arthur Okonkwo yesterday. But he did well. He did what he had to do. The free kick, look, it was a world-beating free kick. The annoying thing for me is that if you look at the free kick from behind the goal, the wall didn't jump. Nobody jumped in that wall, and they could have defended it better. But it would have taken a hell of a goalkeeper to actually stop it where the ball went. And I don't think he could have done anything about the winning goal. Everything else, he was perfect. And you look at the signings, and we've got the lad who from New Zealand, I think his name's Kakacha. He looked a really strong player as a left wing back. I think O'Brien is going to be an absolute star. I was listening to a phone in last night, and some of the Swansea fans were ringing, and they were gutted that he didn't sign for them. So I don't think they're finished yet. I think they'll go and try a few. They'll go and try and sign a few more. I think young Kumas from Liverpool is lined up on loan to come. There'd have been 1 or 2 players that I would have liked them to have gone after, but I don't think they will. But I think that there's a transfer window. Does it close the 1st September or something like that? I think there's going to be a lot of business done between them. But it's different. It's difficult because of where we've been before. I've got quite a lot of loyalty to the players that got us there, but I also accept that they're probably not good enough. Rathbone's got to come back yet. He will be a good sign. He'll be a good player for us when he comes back. He got injured pre-season, so he'll be good. But we've got some players there on the bench who I think you think, why can't they get in the team? But there's only 11 places, and that's what you've got. You've got to think about, and it is tough. As as I said earlier on, we played yesterday with 8 players that had never played with each other before, and the way that they knitted together as a team, I thought was unbelievable, really. Yeah,
because that can be a con, can't it? That can be difficult trying to integrate so many new players into the team, but they look like they've got it going. Parky's obviously got them working well on the training field.
He has, yeah. And he's very calm, is Parky. That's the thing you can see by him. He's very calm when he talks. I think he got booked after about 20 minutes yesterday. So and of course McLean got booked after 2 minutes, which wasn't a surprise.
Oh, yeah, I reckon that must have been Bookie's favourite, surely.
Definitely.
What's the aims for the season? What are you thinking, Andy? Are you thinking that Hollywood finish of the promotion to the Premier League, to the Promised Land, or are you just
anything above the top 3, the bottom 3 rather, the bottom 3? But as McElhenney says, you finish 7th. Why is there 6 teams better than you? And that's what he said. Look, if we were to finish halfway, I'd be absolutely delighted. I think a lot of fans need to have a little bit of a reality check as well, particularly the new fans who've come on board. Realistically, we ain't going to keep on winning. We're now at a different level, and I think if we were to finish halfway up that league, I'd be delighted, absolutely delighted.
I think, I think sort of managing expectations is probably the key for Wrexham this season.
It
And
is,
like I
yeah.
said, carried away with winning that promotion. And it also could come as a bit of an Achilles heel if you did get promoted, because it, like I said, happened to Ipswich, where we've done back-to-back promotions, and they struggled, didn't they, in the Premier League? So it's it might be a case of consideration into the Championship, and then push on from there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you've got to get there's quite a bit to do. There's spent a lot of money on the ground, and they need to get that right, because our capacity for this year, I think, is probably only going to be about 10,000, because we had a temporary stand behind the goal, which is gone because they're building a big new development there. So the tickets are at a premium. I know a lot of home fans, probably they're easier to get away from home than they are to get at home. But having said that, we've got a game on Tuesday night, Hull City, that we haven't sold out, and people are complaining they can't get tickets for home league games, and yet there's loads of tickets left. So I haven't got a lot of sympathy, really, when people are saying they complain they can't get a ticket. There's an opportunity to go on Tuesday night, and it's £10 for adults, £5 for kids, and it'll be good. And I think you put a good team out. And Hull City, they're not pushovers either. So for me, I think it will be. You're right. It will be managing expectations for everybody concerned.
Yeah, definitely. Touching on what you said about the sort of cup game, I think the League Cup is a great chance for especially fans to bring their kids along. It's that sort of I encourage all that to happen, because it's it can be a little bit quieter, so it's nice for the kids to get involved, and like I said, slightly cheaper tickets in some cases. So what about the new kit? Are you a fan, Andy? What are we thinking?
I am. Well, I thought we were going to have a Queen's Park Rangers, the way the stripy top, but we looked at the background about Patagonia and what it's about, and no, I'm a big fan. I think it looks really smart. There's a lot of people don't particularly like it, but no, I'm in favour of it. I think it looks really smart. Yeah. I wish they'd have worn it yesterday. Should have worn it yesterday at Southampton. It would have been stripes and circles and stripes everywhere on the pitch.
Yeah. Hopefully there's a lot of memories to be made in that kit, Andy. I appreciate your time, and we'll see you again next week, and see how we get on. Thank you for watching, guys. Please like and subscribe to the channel, and we shall catch you on the next one.